Oh, welcome to your weekly astrology transits. And I'm kind of rushing into the future a little bit. It's not quite 6:41 where I am recording right now, but I just am so done with this Cancer moon. So I had to advance the animation a little bit to get past this Cancer moon that we've been in. I know we're not quite at the Leo moon yet, but I advanced this animation to get a little bit ahead. I am just so done with this Cancer moon. All respects to Cancers. I'm a pretty heavy Aries. So this one was hitting me hard, giving me a lot of squares. Boom, boom, boom. So it's like I have Mars in the beginning of the sign, my sun in the middle of the sign, and Jupiter at the end of the sign. So I get it all the way through. So I am not happy when the moon's in Cancer. Capricorn seems to be a little bit better. I can handle the buckle down, but this maudlin, sticky martyr energy, I'm sorry that I get, coming across me as being in Aries with Cancer just is kind of like sometimes the end of it, I'm just so done. So again, respect to all Cancers out there. Um, anyway, I had to advance it there, but I wanted to show you something with this too. We still have this mystic rectangle in place. We're going to have it there a little bit because of the moon nodes, and they move very slow. And then we have Mars just starting to gain speed a little bit, it's, retrograde. Um, and we have Pluto over up on this other corner, just kind of sitting here. So it's going to maintain at least this T square for a while. Once Mars moves out of that, we'll get the T square, but then it will come back. But then I think the nodes will have moved by then. But anyway, we have this interesting mystic rectangle. I've been talking about it for weeks. I think we should take care of this little, or consider, or tune into, or meditate with this little bit of it's like a divine timing, a divine protection, a divine influence. The veil is thin. The nodes are about to change, but right now it's picking up on that fire energy. And the moon now coming around in the fire sign is going to pick up trines on that one corner. And you can see Mars and the moon, picking up these trines. That's why I wanted to advance it also to get close. You'll see these two trines going over here to the north node. Really good to just put some direction in things, take some charge, have that fire energy warming and not burning. Sometimes fire energy can burn. So you want it to be gently warming, compassionate, loving, all that good stuff. So we have this kind of imprinted in right now. But then we're going to see different things make other aspects. We'll see as we get closer to Christmas, we'll get a big kind of cross here with these points coming in, but we'll get there. So we got past the full moon. Mercury is now retro, or Mercury is now direct. We'll see always look close to the sun. Mercury is right over here. So it will then, it's been at this spot. So here we have this trine. Remember, we were talking about this trine here last time. Um, Mercury is just a little out of orb, and I don't have it set where it can pick that up. But you know that you get 6 degrees fire sign, 5 degrees of fire sign, that's a trine. All right. Grand trining over to the north node, basically. Yes, sir. Let's see. Do I have that? Yeah, let me just do this for you real quick. Um, so yeah, we do have, let's do it here. Mercury, Mars, North Node. There it is. Uh-oh, pardon my, it'll go away in just a second. Okay, so we can see this going on right over here. Okay, good, good, good. Let me erase all that. So you see that, just in case you didn't. All right, now, this week we have, these are the kind of the key things this week. We got the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. We have a lopsided Venus trining Jupiter. This could be excessive spending. This is getting close to Christmas. Watch this. We have Jupiter square Saturn. This is going to be like, dang, I knew I shouldn't have spent it. And then we have the sun in conjunct Mars. You can't return it. So be very careful. And then on Christmas Day, we have the moon moving into Scorpio. So it's a sign of its fall. Moon is exalted in its opposite sign of Taurus. Loves to be there, but just is like, I'm in the spotlight. Don't like to be, poked and prodded and asked questions and put under the microscope. So that can kind of be an interesting Christmas energy if you celebrate that. Okay, today Moon moves from Cancer into Leo. That's kind of the biggest thing, and Mercury is direct, and it's going to still be a little before it gets moving fast. We've been at this degree for a little while here. But oh, tomorrow it moves to a different degree. It's been a while since we've been at, Mercury's been moving forward. So it changes. Um, Mainly, I mean, we've got a lot of these, this opposition is still in place, but it's getting farther away. My orbs here, I just haven't got them set right. But anyway, we still got a little opposition there. Venus is over to the moon, so we could get just a little bit of over dramatizing something, maybe in yeah, over dramatizing, with the Leo moon. Leo moons to me I mean, they're kind of fun, like Sag moons, but they can be a little bit dramatic. And then being in opposition over to Venus could be a push-pull with gift buying, gift giving, the whole holiday versus bah humbug thing. So you might get a little dip tomorrow in that. Other than that, that's the main energy tomorrow. As we move into Thursday, that's when we start with the Venus trining Jupiter. So if where is it here? Venus at 14, trining over to Jupiter at 14, it could be blessing you with a large purchase. It could be putting something large in your path. These are both air signs. It could be more telecommunications. It could be AI. It could be communications itself, just communicating, um, books, internet, phone, conversation. It could be that kind of energy. Maybe a lot of activity, with that. Maybe if you're an artist, you could be pulling in some things from the ethers. You could be writing, you could be making nice pictures, poems, colors, scents. All of that is that really nice, lovely, expansive uh, air type of trine coming in. So, it's coming in all week, so is the right now it's starting to come in. So just maybe get into that Venusian expanse, but don't make huge purchases like where you're like, oh, I don't know if I should. Don't. If it's like, yes, I need this or I want this or it's a good buy, boom, then it's probably a good time. Venus will go retrograde 2025 early in the year. We'll get to that. And then Mercury will as well, kind of late winter and then early spring again. Mercury's just direct, so it'll be 3 months from now, but Venus will already be retro. So when Venus and Mercury are retro, you do not want purchases. So to buy big things or put money in cars, homes, all that. Venus is retrograde for about 40 days. So again, that's like late winter, spring. So just a little heads up on that, just FYI. Okay, next thing coming in, we're coming into the solstice. You can see the sun that's the last little bit of Sag, on Friday. Moon has moved into Virgo. So this is good. This is kind of like practical, fastidious list making, um, getting things done, maybe being practical, maybe making practical purchases, maybe making practical judgments and decisions. This is a good moon for that. That's on the last day, of Sun and Sag. We have those two signs, immutable signs, squaring each other. So as the moon moves through, it will square over to the sun right before it moves into the next sign. Or actually, no, it won't. No, it won't. It will move into the next sign before it gets there. Look at 20 degrees. I didn't see it. Okay. So good. So the sun actually will move into the solstice while the moon is finishing up in its stint in Virgo. So actually it's kind of nice because it will then, as the sun moves into Capricorn, one of the first aspects it makes, the semi-sextile over to Pluto, but it will pick up on a trine um, from the moon. I mean, we go by minutes. It will trine by sign here, not so much by minutes, but that will be kind of nice. All right, so the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, Friday. It's really, we're coming into that energy of winter. coming into the solstice. The energies, everything is pretty much still in place. We still have our mystic rectangle going on there. We still have the opposition of Pluto to Mars, and you can see Mars now is retro. It's like 4 degrees. It's getting closer to this again. It will perfect again the beginning of January. So it's kind of getting a little testy. I mean, it's close here. Mars, I'd start the orb 3, 4 degrees. You'll probably people that are very sensitive will start feeling it, that tension again, that crap will heat up again, more things with nuclear scared, dirty bombs, that kind of crap, because we have those two malefics in conversation again, um, in an opposition. So it could be media pumping up things. It could, I mean, who knows? But we still have something, that conversation between the two malefics, and it's not a nice one. Okay. So we need to just keep our love projection, our intentions of quelling things, holding the planet with love, drawing nice circles around the planet of love and harmony. Um, Beautiful colors, whatever feels right to you, that we envelop our planet, beautiful Gaia. So anyway, you can see this is, whoa, come on. This is just going to be getting stronger and stronger. But here's where I feel is kind of interesting. It is within this mystic rectangle. We kind of have a little bit of, hopefully, a divine protection. That's the way I want to look at it. All right, the moving on into Sunday. Now look at it, this interesting pattern here. Look at all these oppositions here. This is almost like what would be a pentagram, a six-sided, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 between these spokes here, kind of. So we have, North Node, Neptune area. It's like right in here, but we got Neptune going down over to, the moon is going to be crossing that there, this one. We have Jupiter over to Mercury, opposite right there. We have Mars over to Pluto, opposite right there. So yeah, and then Neptune over to the moon and North Node. So yeah, this is, see the Neptune and the moon just clicked in more over here. No, see that it would be better, it'd be closer for the moon if I get it back there. Even one more. Yeah, see there. No, okay, now it's over there, so it's even more. You can see that really, because now we have the opposition, Moon, Virgo, Neptune, in Pisces there. See, because it's just past it. So when it was 27, see now the other ones popped out. They went away, but you can see it when it got that certain amount. We got all of those. There they go. See these clicked into place. So this is very interesting. This is kind of like I don't know, you call it a wheel of oppositions. So this stuff is going to kind of go around and round. But what's interesting, and let me get it back over here. What's interesting about this kind of formation, you get just, I can see it better. These are sextiles between these areas here. These are 60 degrees. I mean, some of them are not totally by there we go, a little bit better. Not totally at 100%, but we can see a sign. These are two signs away. This is masculine to masculine. Again, masculine to masculine. Masculine to masculine over here. This one is starting to go apart a little bit. And then we got masculine to masculine up here, masculine to masculine over the Aries. So we can see this is making, it's almost this interesting pattern. Patterns are so interesting like that. All right, let's move on. So these things will pop in and out. I think we're gonna, as we get into here again, look, it's getting stronger here. You can see the lines darker. All right, and then as we get into next week, let's see, did I hit anything else I wanted to? So we talked about that. Moon moves into Libra as we get closer to Christmas on, and that's all, we have all that back and forth, caring, sharing, giving. Christmas Eve, I think, would be a little bit nicer than Christmas Day, just because of that. Um, just as a word to the wise. But then we're gonna look here as we get into Christmas Day. It kind of clears up on some, like some of that stuff goes away, but then we have, the moon moving um, into that watery, deep, which could be nice. Depthy, scorpionic energy. Hey, but it's not really doing a whole lot with anything here. It will, make oppositions over to Saturn and then over, I mean, sorry, it'll make trines over to Saturn and then over to Neptune. We go, which will kind of be nice. Let's go hours. So we'll see, watch the moon. It'll pick up trine. There, it's starting to pick up a trine over to Saturn. If we can get it closer to 14 degrees. There, it's getting pretty close. Here you can see like here 11 degrees. So later in the day, and actually the next day, after not Christmas Day, but the next day, the moon, as it gets further into Scorpio, it picks up more of a trine to Saturn. I don't know, maybe this is like um the whole gift giving isn't that big of a deal. You'll be able to return things easy. Maybe you got some good gifts or you don't care. Yeah. That's kind of interesting just because we have this whole commercial holiday thing we got to deal with. But anyway, there's a nice, the moon at least will pick up some nice conversation with Saturn, which is, I don't know, I think maybe a blessing in disguise over there. And then later on, is it maybe, let's see, when it'll be the next day. Let's go more when it'll pick up over to Neptune. Okay, so then the next day, the 27th Friday, I'm just going ahead a little bit. It goes over and makes it trine, the moon trine over to Neptune. So as we're coming into and then going after the days, a couple days after Christmas, we get maybe with the moon, we get a little bit of feeling of, well, I think it's kind of like you pay the piper, with Saturn, you make some, you're responsible maybe emotionally, maybe you did the right thing. Maybe you paid attention where you should, and then now with the moon going into, the next day, trining over to Neptune, maybe that's where you'll get some nice feeling, intuitive flashes, artistic creativity, feeling maybe altruistic or in harmony with the universe. That could be a really nice day. Maybe getting through all of the holiday festivities or just all the, if you're not into that, just maybe all of the commercialism and then back into maybe a little bit of parting the waters after it all. You get a little breather before we get into the whole New Year's thing. All right, we'll get more into that next week, but I just wanted to give you a heads up on all of that until we get to next week because, just sometimes it's like a cliffhanger because you're here, we're right into this really interesting pattern. We still have this rectangle, but then we have all of these oppositions. But again, remember that most of the points on the outside are kind of sextiles apart. We've got one here that's just stretched a little bit odd, but we still have a lot of sextiles kind of going around on some of that energy. What else? Anything else I was going to mention here? Not as dynamic of a week kind of as we've been having. So maybe we can get, a little rest, little niceties through this, maybe calm down some of this holiday hustle and bustle. All right. Slightly uneventful, which is kind of nice. Everybody have a good holiday, whatever you do. And we're going to roll into next year, kind of interesting, next week and the following, I'll talk more about what's coming up the fall, into 2025. We've got some interesting things happening, but I'm just going to settle it now. All right. Thanks for listening and happy holidays, everyone. More to follow. Bye for now.